Hello there friends, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Now today's project, I don't have to tell you that it is simple because it is. I love the colors. I truly love the way the colors came out. I love pinks, so this was really up my alley. Something shimmery and pink, that's for me. Anyways, I will show you guys how I made this, but I also will point out things that I probably would have done differently next time that I would be doing this project. So with that being said, let me show you how I made this. So the colors that we're playing with today is graphite and the rose gold from Cernit and pearl. Now I'm also grabbing a little bit of rose gold and adding purple to it. I also wanted a darker shade in it. Now I'm rolling out all those colors and I am going to create a Skinner blend. Now let me tell you that the darker of the pinks, I probably second time around I would definitely make it darker, because look at that, you really cannot tell the difference here. It's slightly there. So the idea by rolling those out in thin rolls was to have the colors blended in very close together, so I didn't have to do the accordion file, but unfortunately they were so spread out that I did have to do the accordion file, and that's okay because my little brick came out great. And there you have it. I'm going to take the first slice of it after I squished it and made sure that all the air was out. So right now I'm just going to be slicing my little brick of clay, and I'm going to take every slice and I'm going to run it through my pasta machine to just spread it out so that it's nice and thin and I have really nice variations in color. And look at those cuties. And because I probably somewhere made a mistake, because I'm sure it should not be looking like that, I got all that pink in the gray area and those lines came out so nice, and I'm like, oh, look at that. See, it's kind of nice to be not perfect, if you know what I mean. So I really wanted to create a heart today, and I just want to show you guys when I don't have the shape that I like, this is what I do. I just go and I just create it on a piece of paper. And here I was just trying different hearts, and the third heart was the one that I really liked, and I decided to cut it out from paper. But instead of using the actual cutout, which would be the shape of the heart, I cut it out from the paper, creating a stencil. And you're going to see exactly why that was a better option for me, because you really could just cut out the heart and trace it onto your clay as well. So after I cut out the heart, I was able just to place it on my clay and find the colors that are going to fit me best. I also put the clay on a scrap piece of clay to make it a little bit thicker, and also on a piece of tile. That way I can move it around just like you saw me do right now. Now the first heart, which is this one, I traced it first kind of lightly, and then I removed the stencil and I went in and I cut it. But after that I was using the same stencil over and over, and I was cutting it directly. So I wasn't tracing it, I would just put the stencil down and I would just cut the hearts out, and that's how I cut out all 4 of my hearts that I'm using today. Now, of course, I'm not wasting any scraps, and you know me, so I'm grabbing scraps and I'm putting scrap pink clay and I'm putting it on top of graphite scrap clay, and I'm going to create a couple of more pendants, and actually those came out pretty darn good. So I'm just tearing the clay. There's no rhyme reason what I'm doing here, and what I'm going to do is, after I'm done with it, I will run it through the pasta machine, but just barely. So basically I just want the clay to be stuck to the bottom clay. And now that I know that it is stuck, I think I run it on number 2 of the pasta machine. I'm going to grab some more of the scrap clay and I'm cutting it into little tiny pieces, and I'm going to just spread them all over my clay, and then I'm going to run it through the pasta machine one more time on a thinner setting so that they will become a part of my design here, and you can see how it looks. And now I'm grabbing my heart once again, and I'm going to cut out 2 more pendants out of it. And here I just wanted to point out to you guys how nicely you can personalize a pendant. If you know someone that loves cats, you can put a cat there. You can put a key, as you know, you hold the key to my heart, or you can put, you know, if someone likes guitar or music, you can do that too. Charms are really a great way of personalizing a pendant. Okay, so these little balls were a part of a little nail art kit, I think, and I decided to use them on my pendant, and I can't stress enough to you guys how important it is to have a good tool. And I cannot stand this jewelry picker that I'm holding right now in my hand. It has a little goo that you squeeze out, and it's supposed to grab the jewels that you're working with, and in this case the little balls. It just wasn't working. It was so tacky. I cannot stand working with tools that are not working the way it's supposed to work. So I love my diamond painting, and I love my little tool from diamond painting, so that's exactly what I'm using. So the top little balls are the biggest ones, and then I'm going with the little bit smaller ones, and then towards the bottom I'm going to move to the third size, and those are going to be the tiniest. A bad tool will totally destroy the experience that you have creating a project, and we don't have that much time, a lot of us, so it's important that when we're creating, we're actually having fun. And there you have it. I'm adding another bigger bead to a part of my heart, and that's going to be it for my pendant. Now the second pendant, I'm using a flat wire from Michaels. That's the only flat wire that I found there. It's 16 gauge, and honestly it was a little bit too thick for this pendant. I had to add too much resin to it in order to cover it, but I'll show you guys that in just one moment. So I basically want to create a heart within a heart, and honestly I should have just, like, when I placed it here, I should have just left it that way, but I was trying to make it look too perfect, and sometimes it's just too difficult to make things look perfect, and then, you know, imperfection is more perfect. Am I making it right? Am I saying it right? Anyways, so I just placed one piece of wire, and I cut off the excess that was you know, hanging off the pendant, and I'm creating another one that will go the other way. As much love as I put into this pendant, it actually was not my favorite, and I'm not quite sure if it was because I had to put too much resin onto it or what the deal was, but you'll see in the end it really is not very impressive, but I'm still showing you guys how I made it. So there's a charm again, and I'm going to just place it below my that little swirl, and I'm going to pretend that it's hanging. So I'm basically taking a ring, a jewelry ring, and I'm cutting it in half, so you have that little U shape thing, and I'm placing it on the clay, and it totally looks like it's hanging, that the heart is hanging off the heart. And those balls, the metallic balls, come with those little micro balls, which are teeny tiny, and I figured, oh, that would be kind of nice to add them to the bottom of my pendant, and so I did. Now there you have it. That's how this pendant is turning out, and at this point it actually looked okay. Now my next pendant, I put another charm on it, a heart, and I'm going to again cut the rings, the jewelry rings, in half, and this time I'm going to place 2 of them, so it looks like it's hanging off 2 little rings. All those little touches are so easy to make, and you guys, it's just, you know, thinking of things to do. And there you have it. This pendant is ready, and here are my pendants. I baked them and I put resin on them. Now these 2, I'm just going to glue the bezel to the back because I really like them. I don't want to drill anything in them. And this one here is going to deserve a charm or not, because I kind of like the way the scraps came out. Beautiful colors. And here I had to add a charm with the for the queen, because it's an ongoing joke that I am the queen, but it's only a joke. And there you have my other pendant, which I totally don't like, and I can't even look at it, and I do think that it's the resin that did it for me. Well, my friends, and here are my beauties. I hope you like them. I totally love this rose gold from Cernit. I usually don't mix the different companies when I make pendants, but I had to use it with the graphite, and I think that came out really, really great. I'm not sure about the UV resin. I was really fighting it on this project, but I think that it's just my fault. I need to practice some more with it. With that being said, I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Let me know what you think about the project. Until next time, my friends. Ta-ta!